What is going on, everyone? What is one food that we all love, that I love, that you love? It's pizza. And if you don't like pizza, I don't think anyone like that exists. Like, everyone loves pizza. When I'm short on time, I like to use a pita bread and just make a pita pizza, and it is super easy, super quick. But when I have more time, I like to make an actual homemade crust that tastes super good, and it tastes pretty close to the real deal, that I never really want actual pizza because this stuff tastes that good. So today we are making an actual homemade pizza. It is gonna be low calorie, it is gonna be pretty high in protein, and it is not gonna have any protein powder in it. It's gonna have real flour. Let's make some protein pizza. Let's jump right into it. So we're gonna need 40 grams of self-rising flour. If you don't have self-rising flour, you can use regular flour and just add a little bit of baking powder. And we're also gonna need 10 grams of coconut flour. I like to sift all the dry ingredients in just so there are no lumps and no clumps, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Just mix it a lot and make sure there's no lumps. And yes, I keep my whey protein scooper in my coconut flour because the tub of protein ran out and I had an extra scooper and I use coconut flour a lot. Repurposing. Sift this in. Powders are mixed up, so we're gonna add our wet ingredients, which is gonna be 100 grams of Greek yogurt, non-fat, and 69 grams of egg whites. Why 69? You know by now. Comment down below if you know why it's 69. Oh my god, I ran out of this egg white carton at 66 grams. Like, that is a joke. Good thing I buy my egg whites in bulk. And then 100 grams of Greek yogurt is going in. And I'm gonna mix all of this together until it turns into a dough. This is completely optional. If you want to season this up with things like pepper, garlic powder, red crushed pepper, oregano, parsley, your favorite Italian seasonings, your favorite not Italian seasonings, you can go ahead and do that. So be patient mixing this. It's gonna come together. So I came up with this recipe by starting off with the plain Greek yogurt flour pizza crust. You guys know that really popular recipe, 2-ingredient pizza crust, and it's just straight Greek yogurt and flour. What this started off as. So I started off making that, and then I was like, this is a little too high calorie. Maybe I can substitute some of the real flour for coconut flour. Did that, kept doing that until it was all coconut flour and Greek yogurt, and that did not work well. So I found a good balance right in the middle. And then I was like, how can I add more protein into this? So I reduced the Greek yogurt a little bit, added some egg whites, and I know the egg whites, when they cook, they get hard and they coagulate. What's it called when they just like get hard and like actually cook? They don't stay liquidy, unlike Greek yogurt. So started subbing out the Greek yogurt for some egg whites, and I was literally eating this pizza every single day at one point for, I don't even know, like I swear 3 months straight, almost every single day. This would be my dinner. And eventually I just found the perfect ratio, and this is what I like the best. 40 grams of regular flour, 10 grams of coconut flour. I've tried adding more egg whites to increase the protein content, but it just doesn't taste as good. It tastes closer and closer to an omelet instead of a pizza crust. But just using Greek yogurt and flour is really, really good. It's super tasty, but it's really not that low calorie, to be honest. At least I don't think so for the amount of food you get. And a lot of people in the comments have asked me if they can substitute regular flour for coconut flour in any of my past recipes. You can do that, and most of the time it works perfectly, but the thing is, coconut flour is a lot more absorbent. So let's say I use 10 grams of coconut flour and you sub that in for 10 grams of regular flour. That regular flour is not gonna absorb as much water. So even though coconut flour looks like it's more calories on a gram by gram basis compared to regular flour, when you think about it in an actual recipe, it's not as many calories and it's a lot lower, just because the amount of coconut flour you have to use is so much less than regular flour because it absorbs so much more liquid and gets thicker quicker. So yeah, pro tip, you could substitute regular flour, but you probably have to use more than the amount of coconut flour I used just to get the same consistency and thickness, and that's going to be a little more calories. It's like a really, really thick batter, so it's not going to be like your pizza dough that you could just take and toss up in the air and spin in a circle. Like, no, that's not going to happen, but that does not mean the pizza's not gonna be good. It's just gonna be like a super thick dough. So I got a circle pan here. It's busted up, it's a little rusty. That's because I've used this to bake so many pizzas. When I started using this, it was perfectly clean. It was like brand new. I don't think it's meant for baking, but as soon as I started baking with it, it just started getting brown. I don't know why, but is that messing up the camera? Because of the light reflecting off of it? I don't know. I hope not, but I got a circle pan. Do not use foil. I promise you, the first few times I made this, I used foil. I wasn't very smart and I didn't even know parchment paper existed. Use parchment. If you make it with foil, it will stick and it will stick bad. So what I like to do is put everything right in the center and then we can spread it out from there. I'm just gonna spread this slowly with the spoon. And don't worry if it's not a circle. Pizzas don't have to be circles. They can be squares, they can be rectangles, they can be trapezoids. And you can also make this as thick or as thin as you want. So if you want a really thick, deep dish kind of pizza, just use a smaller container and just make the dough pile up. It's just gonna need a little more time in the oven, but it works perfectly. And honestly, this dough is so versatile. Like, I've even made a sweet pizza, a dessert pizza before. I've added cocoa powder to this and it makes a sweet pizza base. I've even added powdered peanut butter to this and artificial sweetener and it makes a peanut butter crust. But I like a thin crust. So I'm gonna go pretty thin with this. My oven is singing, which means it's time for this to go in. Just to get it kind of even. I'm gonna measure this for you guys so you guys know how like big I made this.
1 hour later.
I couldn't find a ruler, but I found this, a hole puncher. This thing has a measuring thing right here. So it's the best I can do. So let's see. This is 10 inches, which is basically a 10-inch pizza. Like, I can literally put this on top and it's like edge to edge. So this is 10 inches and it is good. Not everything has to be 10 inches, but if they are, it's just better. So this is gonna go in the oven at 450 degrees for 7 to 10 minutes until the entire thing gets brown and golden. And then we're gonna take it off, top it off, put it right back in. Recipe testing. While I'm doing this recipe, I'm testing another recipe. We like to test recipes as we bake recipes. I will see you guys when that thing comes out of the oven. And I'm gonna get rid of this thing because it's making me insecure. So this was in my oven for 10 minutes at 450 and then I cranked it up to 475 for an extra 5 minutes. So it was 15 minutes total. It wasn't getting brown and that last 5 minutes made the real difference in the browning. So look at that. The bottom. So like this is an actual crust. So what I like to do is I like to use a rack so that it can get heat from the bottom because I like when that bottom gets crispy as well. And that's what gives it that maximum crispiness. It will give you a similar effect to using a pizza stone. Broil it on a wire rack and that bottom will get enough heat if your oven gives it enough heat. My food scale is literally spazzing out. Like, what the heck? It won't let me go to grams. It's just staying on fluid ounces. I can't measure the pizza sauce with fluid ounces. I'm gonna go in with a 1/4 cup of marinara sauce. This one is low calorie. It's 45 calories for half a cup, so it'll be like 22 calories. Get that spread out nice and well. If you like it extra saucy, extra sloppy, you can go in with way more pizza sauce than I am. Completely optional, but I like a little extra spice, so I like to go in with some oregano and garlic powder, and I'll just sprinkle that right on top of this. And you can use fat-free cheese if you like. You can use part skim, you can use low fat. I'm going on with whole milk mozzarella, the real stuff, the real deal. Why? Because I need fat in my diet. Like, this has basically no fat in it. The crust has no fat, the sauce has no fat, and I'm gonna need some fat in my diet anyway. So I might as well use that fat on some really good tasty cheese instead of things like oil. So I'm gonna go in with 28 grams, which is a 1/4 cup of cheese, which is not a lot of cheese. Like, this is 28 grams. Sad, I know, but it tastes good, okay? And if you have string cheese, you can use that too. It works really well. Is this the cheesiest pizza you've ever seen in your life? No. You can make it more cheesy if you like by just adding more cheese, but I'd rather use the real cheese instead of like a fat-free cheese and use double the amount. It's up to you though. If you want to use fat-free, you could use a lot more. You could use double the amount and it would be the same amount of calories. 500 degrees, the hottest it will get. If you have a broil setting, put it on the broil setting. This is gonna go in the oven as hot as the oven can possibly get. 5 minutes until the cheese is melted, and it will be perfect. This stuff is gonna taste so good, like, be ready. I usually put a ton of vegetables on and it just gives me more volume and it fills me up more. Or I'll use things like turkey pepperoni or turkey sausage cut up. But today, plain cheese for all you guys, just to show you guys the base recipe, because then you guys can get creative with it. You guys can make anything you want. So let me know if you make this pizza, let me know what toppings you put on. Let me know in the comments down below your favorite pizza topping. I think for me, if it's a meat, it would be like buffalo chicken because I love buffalo chicken pizza. But if it's a vegetable, it's between pineapple, jalapeno, and mushrooms. Those three are amazing. Don't hurt me because I said pineapple. Guys, it's sweet, it's juicy, it's good on pizza, come on. But let me know down in the comments your favorite pizza topping.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adolcino d'amor.
That is out the oven. Let me show you guys the bottom. It's got those black, brown, dark marks on it that I love on real pizza. Those like dark bubbles on the bottom. Crust is crispy. Can you guys hear this? That's a crispy crust. Let's cut into this and try this right now. That's hot. I was really gonna try to move that with my hand. Thank God I didn't just grab that immediately. If you have a pizza cutter, use that. I can't because I don't have one. The struggle is real, but we're gonna use a serrated knife and saw into this thing. Macros and calories will be up on the screen right now. And the macros and calories are not gonna be for one slice or like a quarter of the pizza. Like, no, it's for the entire thing. Because you make this, you eat the entire thing. Look at that. That is real pizza. So if you like in New York style, you like to fold it, you could do it like that, or you could cut it into 8 slices. Let's try this thing. Oh my God, so good. The real cheese makes all the difference. Like, it's so much better, melts so much better than fat-free cheese. Like, be real, come on. Have you seen the way fat-free cheese melts? It melts and turns into plastic. I don't know why, I don't get it. This is so good. This is so close to real deal pizza, like, no lie. I can eat this anytime. The Greek yogurt flour 2-ingredient pizza is amazing, but this is so much more low calorie and it tastes pretty much just as good. The bottom gets brown, it gets crispy. It's got that slight chew to it, like real pizza, and the crust. I love the crust. When I was a kid, I used to not eat the crust. Like, I would just eat the cheesy part and just throw away the crust. So I swear, either dieting changes your taste buds and you learn to appreciate food more, or I just got older and my taste buds matured. But oh my God, look at that. You see that? The crust bubble. You know when you get real pizza and there's like a bubble in the crust? There's a freaking bubble right there, just like real pizza. I'm telling you, this stuff, it's so good. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go make some real pizza, which is this, okay? This is real pizza. Comment down below what your favorite topping on pizza is. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all in the next video. Full test. So good.